Hello everyone, this is your wonderful host, you know who it is. So it's a new episode of What's Good About the Tank, and for those people who joined for the first time, in this series of videos, we discuss different aquascapes and learn from them, and also maybe sometimes offer our own suggestions. Okay, so that's from my point of view. I myself am not very experienced aquascaper, but I do know a thing or two and can do a thing or two. So it's always very interesting to see how other people do it, okay, and learn from them, analyze the beauty that they offer. So that's why, first of all, big shout out to everybody who posted this on Reddit, and I saved all those wonderful posts and I would like to share them with you guys. So without further ado, let's take a look at this first aquarium. So we have this natural style 120p aquarium Opti-White. So this is 120 centimeter long aquarium, and take a look how cleverly the aquascape used all the length of the aquarium. So it occupies almost everything, but at the same time it's a very cohesive picture. It's bigger in here in the middle and a little bit less on the right and on the left side, which is great because it creates an impression of an island. And also pay attention to how interestingly the plants are put throughout the aquascape, in patches, and red tones are blended with semi-red, semi-green tones. Okay, different textures. We have mostly bushy, thicker leaf textures, but we also have some tender textures, especially above here. And the accents of green, beautiful carpeting, and even the substrate is not even, which also creates a more natural look. So I really like this aquarium. It really stands out, and together with all the equipment, CO2 and light, this is a great setup to have at home. And take a look. Initially, this is an initial design, the hardscape. It's very kind of like, it's much. And pay attention to how interestingly this island is put. It is put in a way that it kind of like bursts out. Okay, so this is the aim here was to create this impression, the impression of movement from one point. So next one we have another design which is one of my favorites. This is the river style, and I used to have, and I think I've told you about this myself a few times before, that I used to have such an aquarium with a similar wood, but it was much smaller. It was like, I think it was like 20 liters or something. Okay, this is the bigger aquarium. This is long, one of my favorites. This is a river style. Pay attention to the stones. The stones are big, bulky, and they are basically pebbles, big cobbles or whatever. Okay, so round stones, which is usually used when you want to make a more rivery, natural style rather than nature aquarium style. Okay, these are two different things, if you know what I mean, right? So natural style is more about the river bed or something, and the wood is placed so that it continues this flow. Okay, so the whole length of aquarium is used here. It is a very interesting thing when the whole lens is used. But pay attention to this side. This side is not occupied by anything except for this grassy type of plant. I think it's just like what was it, hair grass or something? Yes, sometimes I keep forgetting some terms, okay, because I've been on vacation for quite some time and I kind of lost all that in my mind for some time, I guess. So okay, anyway, this is a negative space. A negative space is used so that you have a balance between the hardscape and the empty spaces, and in this case it's kind of 1/4 is used as a negative space, and it really balances out the whole field. And the whole field is very light. It's kind of like spider web or something, the wood, because there is no background. Really nice setup. And I also like the RGB lighting here. I think it's a Nicro or something. Really good. So the next one, this we have, I think that this is a Blackwater aquarium, and I think it will stay like this. Maybe some plants would be added later, I don't know. So this is the under light lighting, and you know what, I like the smoothie aquariums because maybe it's not something that you want to have in your maybe like showroom if you invite guests or someone, because they wouldn't maybe get the whole feel. But if you invite your friends who enthusiasts, like nature enthusiasts, okay, you know, somebody who studies aquatic habitats, this is exactly what they search for. You know, this is not an aquarium for just, you know, visual pleasing or something. This is an aquarium that showcases you the natural habitats, okay, such habitats that are covered in different pieces of wood, different pieces of botanicals scattered all over, as you can see here, and you know, without many plants, because sometimes in nature it's not like you have plants all around. Sometimes it's just like a few or maybe no plants. So you know, and in order to create like, you know, something which would be similar or bear similarities to the nature itself, we do these aquariums. And what I like about this one is that it looks like you just, you know, plunged in the river, okay, the shore, and you have these roots of the tree hanging, you know, over, and they just dive in water, and what you see are just roots, you know, of the tree, which is a great idea. That's why I say that flipping, you know, the driftwood and using it like this in order to create an impression of a soaked, you know, roots of a tree, it's a really genius idea, and it's very simple, by the way, you know, rather simple. The next one, we do have here this aquarium. It looks a little bit shabby, you know, people may say like this, because it's kind of like the plants are scattered all around. They look a little bit, you know, here and there, meaning that maybe they are not that bushy, okay? Maybe we do not see that thick, you know, growth, but I think that the owner here didn't want to create such a design. I think in his mind was to create a more naturalistic approach to the aquarium, and I think that he achieved that. This is the same motive that we have seen before. We use all the lengths of the aquarium, the island style aquarium, I guess, you know, and as I can tell from this shot, I think that there is little driftwood. There is obviously driftwood on this left side, but not so much. And you know, I think that the plants have grown out already, so that they themselves create more impact than any other thing here. We see plenty of different fish which really fit, you know. The plants, as you can see, there is some hair algae on them, or I guess that this is blackbird algae, I guess. Yes, this, you know, gray parts on the plants, and that's why the tank it kind of like, you know, it looks a little bit worn out, of course, but even like this, it's really nice. I mean, like, if you treat this hair algae, if you treat this blackbird algae, and if the plants bounce back a little bit, become a little bit brighter, more saturated, I think it would be really awesome aquarium, you know, with this more, I see it, you know, it reminds me of this late 90s Takashi Amano style, you know, natural style aquariums, when, you know, there was a blend between natural look and nature aquarium look, so it wasn't that pristine, but at the same time it wasn't chaotic, so something in the middle. So that's what it was, perfect in imperfection. So really nice, and good luck, sir, in searching for the solutions for this aquarium. I hope that the algae would, you know, go away as soon as possible in your tank. Well, the next one. When I first saw it, when I was saving this, I was impressed by it because it looks like a cave. Take a look. As I understand from what I'm seeing right now, we have a carpet of some plants, and judging by these plants, I guess that this is, I think, Monte Carlo or something. Or maybe, no, it's not Monte Carlo. I think it's just like a pearlweed or something. And we have this overarching, you know, driftwood, and I think that these pieces are the continuation of this driftwood. So we have this driftwood soaked in, and it creates like this cave, you know. So we have this arc going on, and on this wood there is some moss growing, and it grew out so much that it creates the impression of a cave. Yes, as I understand, this is what the owner wanted here, and you know, this cave creates a mysterious look. There is a mystery behind this thing, especially considering a lot of shadows. We have shadows under this wood, we have shadows on the sides, okay, shadows from the substrate, and it adds to the moodiness of this aquarium, it adds to the mystery of this aquarium. So, and the plants, they look really, really healthy, you know, they are bushy, they are dense, thick, they are very saturated in color. a really beautiful aquarium, and I wish I had so much success with the plant growth, because you know it's really success. So maybe plants look a little bit yellowy, or maybe it's just a light, I don't know, but still they grow like crazy, you know. I mean, like, yes, you can say that this fern doesn't do very well, but you know, ferns often do not very well, and especially when there is no CO2, maybe there is no, but even then this is really nice. And I see I have some Ludwigia, we have some Ludwigia at the back, so really good. I mean, like, you know, impression 100%. Okay, so the next one is this one, and this one, I guess that today we are analyzing mostly the aquariums that have, you know, almost like 80% of the surface occupied, and this is one of those. And this one is full of Bucephalandra, it's full of different ferns, they are placed all over, and I like when people use those plants because basically they are very easy to, you know, be planted. They do not require themselves to be, you know, in the substrate or whatever. And I think that they are buried in these stones, but not buried, but let's say wedged in them. And we have some cryptocoryns here, we have some floaters that add to the jungly vibe, and we have these, you know, plants on the top, which are basically terrestrial plants, and I think that these are peace lilies, and they are really helpful in sucking up all the nutrients from the aquarium. So that's why the aquarium quality, the water quality is just pristine. We have some green neon tetras, as I can tell, right? So yes, some shrimp, some tetras, cardinals or green neons, I don't know, a lot of buces, cryptocoryns, different ferns, and anubias as well. So beautiful, you see, it's like we have 3 islands here: anubias, then buces, and then some ferns. Really beautiful, you know, islandy style aquarium in terms of how plants are placed on patches, on islands, let's say. And imagine you come into the room and you see this, I think you will be attracted to the scape instantly, you know. And it's really healthy, you see, really healthy, and the light is top notch as well. So the next one is this one. You know what I think about this aquarium? First of all, there are some angelfish, and they fit nicely because they match the size of the plants. And we have these big ferns here, you know, like, and I think this is the moss. It doesn't do very well, I guess, but you know, maybe it will bounce back. We have some cryptocoryns as well here, but the ferns really impress me. They impress me because they are very big. It reminds me of a George Farmer's discus aquarium. He had this big fern. Sometimes you just need a few plants, and if they are big enough, and if they grow out, they create a very impactful impression like this one, okay? You are just fascinated by the size of the plants or whatever. And also the fish complement the scape very well. It is dark, you know, the dark background, I think it plays really well here. And the light is not that intense because these plants do not need a lot of light, and it creates a mysterious look as well, you know. It's like when you, for example, like, you know, want to have some rest at the end of the day, I guess that this aquarium is just a perfect place for it. A great sight for sore eyes at the end of the day. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this, and I hope you liked all the aquascapes. I certainly liked all of them, and I learned something from all of them, okay? Because just admiring this beauty and seeing it is really pleasing experience. So I hope you enjoyed it too as well. Well, that was another episode of What's Good About the Tank with me, Mr. Paul, and I hope you will have a good day and stay safe, of course. Okay, take care of yourselves and keep on aquascaping if you do, and if you want to join, please join our wonderful hobby. It is really interesting hobby. You just need experience and sharing, you know, experience and different things with others, and we have really great community, okay, online. So well, thank you so much once again for tuning in, and see you next time then. Take care.